welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. First and foremost, we've got to get that entertainment box ticked, all right? Because everybody is really talking about Jamie. I know you're asking who's Jamie. Don't worry, we'll find out a bit more about them in just a bit. But a smash hit, a West End musical is what we're getting into that makes its bold South African debut at the Artscape. And joining us right now is director Paul Griffiths and then also lead actor John Marshall to talk about this amazing musical focusing on the power of being unapologetically yourself. So you can definitely take a note from this Feel Good fam. But right now, let's give them a Feel Good welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. How are you feeling, guys?
Well, after that, much better.
Yeah, you feeling good?
Nice way
I was
to
saying those
start.
corduroys. You know that they're back and they're stunning and you look great.
Thank you so much. I'm not sure they're great on a white couch.
No,
but
they
we'll
look
see
even
what
better.
happens.
Okay, I know. We got to talk about Jamie.
Yeah.
We can't
Yes.
talk about
No,
Paul. Come
can't
on, let's
talk
wrap it
about
up. But Paul, I do want to start with you though, as the director.
Yes.
Why do you think this particular play is so powerful and will resonate in South Africa? I mean, storytelling is something that we do very well, but now you're bringing in a production that maybe many people aren't familiar with.
And I'm hopeful that most people aren't familiar with this musical. It's a South African premiere, so it's the first time that it's being shown here.
Yeah.
Why is it resonant for a South African audience? Everybody's talking about Jamie is a story about visibility. It's a story about acceptance. And it's also a story about the courage to overcome prejudice. And
That's
obviously
nice.
we live in a country that is still grappling with the legacies of exclusion.
Yeah.
We also have issues of race and identity and sexuality, which are still deeply politicized.
Yeah.
And this story reminds us that being authentically who you are, it's not a luxury, it's a basic human right.
Absolutely.
So this story is both empowering and urgent.
Yeah. Oh, you speak so well. I'm like, okay, give me 5 tickets right now.
Only 5?
15. Make that 15. As I was saying, I mean, they're only 150, but we'll get into the details of that in just a bit. But I'll come to both of you, and on your point that you've mentioned, Paul, talk to me how and why this resonates with you so deeply on a personal level.
So if I was to go into the details of why it resonates so deeply, we'd suddenly have a show called Everybody's Talking About Paul. But Jamie, our lead character, is dealing with internalized shame and trying to be who he is when who he is not always aligned with how people want him to be.
Right.
This resonates hugely.
How about you, John?
I think I probably resonate a lot with Jamie's story. I think it's a beautiful story of like becoming and self-acceptance and finding that identity of yourself. And I think personally, I mean, I can look back at my time in like high school and I was also struggling with my own identity and figuring out who I was. And just kind of seeing that in Jamie, I resonate a lot with that part of him.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that might make it easier to play, but also challenging to play.
Yeah,
because now
I
you're
think so.
tapping into parts of yourself that, I mean, are difficult,
No,
right?
literally, exactly.
So what was that journey playing Jamie? What does it take out of you?
Yeah, I mean, it was quite a lot to get into, I think. It brought back a lot from like the past, like high school and everything.
Yeah.
But I think it was also great because I had that experience and I had that to kind of help me work with the character.
Absolutely.
But it has been a bit tough trying to find that because of course we don't really want to like feel these heavy emotions and go back to that part of ourselves where we don't really want to see. So I think just bringing that up and showing that was quite challenging, but I think it's coming
nailed
along well.
it.
Yeah,
Regardless.
He's totally nailed it.
I'm trying to. I hope so. I hope so.
And that's the beautiful thing about the arts as well, because you're right, some people don't want to face those emotions or feel it because it's tough.
Yeah.
But when you put it on display and you make it also unapologetically okay,
Yeah.
you know, to own yourself and own your space, that's what it is at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So having said that, who is this play for? Who should actually be sitting in that audience?
Everyone, absolutely everyone.
Yeah.
You know, the wonderful thing about Jamie is even though his story is very specific, everyone knows what it feels like to not necessarily have the freedom to express the full version of themselves. Many people know what it feels like to be on the outside. Many people know how it feels to be told that you need to be something other than who you are. These are universal experiences.
100%.
So it's for everyone. And Jamie reminds us that we need to live in a society that is kinder, that is bolder, where we have the courage to accept and be and express ourselves in the way that feels free.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for putting this on and having the South African debut. I'm sure it won't be the last that we'll see of this. We'll have a rerun and a rerun again, right?
From your mouth to God's ear.
Yes. But having said that, again, where can people buy their tickets immediately? I know they run for just about $150 via web tickets, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, so it's web tickets, so you can go and find the event. We're being hosted by Artscape. There is an age restriction for 12 just because of some of the subject matter.
Right.
But absolutely, web tickets, you can get your tickets today. And I would encourage people to book them sooner rather than later.
Agreed.
We're already 50% sold, and we only open in a week.
Oh my goodness, you're right. Between the 9th and the 19th of July, Feel Good Fam, you need to get on it ASAP. If that poster doesn't convince you enough, I mean, come on, the gents on the couch definitely do so. 150 if you're over 12 gets you your ticket. And please make sure that you continue the chats about Jamie. And in just a bit, we get to see them perform too.
Stunning.